Hello product people, this is Ben from ProductPlan, and today I want to talk a little bit about the 4 key responsibilities of successful product managers. We wrote about this topic a couple years ago on the blog, and it's one of our most popular posts to date. So I will link to that post below, and at the end of this video, if you have more questions or if you just want more information, I definitely recommend going and checking out that blog. So before we talk about these 4 key responsibilities, I'd like to quickly take you on over to the Wikipedia page for the term product manager. And here you'll find a wonderfully vague definition which reads, diverse interpretations regarding the role of the product manager are the norm, and thus precisely defining the scope of the role is often difficult. The product manager title is often used in many ways to describe drastically different duties and responsibilities. We here at ProductPlan recognize that product management responsibilities do differ from company to company, so in this sense Wikipedia does get it right. However, we believe that in order to be successful in most product roles and organizations, there are 4 key responsibilities that you should probably focus on more than anything else. With that said, let's dive into responsibility number 1, which is the responsibility to be transparent about your road mapping and prioritization process. Much of your role as a product manager will be explaining the why to various stakeholders and constituents. Why are you prioritizing one feature over another? Why are you focusing on one business metric more than anything else? And why hasn't that one initiative been added to the roadmap yet? The best way to get various stakeholders, departments, and executives on board with your strategic thinking is to be open with them about how and why you are making decisions. It's generally a good idea to keep people in the loop throughout the entire product development process so as to avoid a flurry of questions and concerns later on down the road. Responsibility number 2 is the ability to say no and to explain why in terms that stakeholders will understand. There will be many times when an executive requests a new feature that they are convinced will be a game changer for the company, or when an engineer suggests reprioritizing the backlog, or when a sales rep begs you to add another functionality that will help them close a big prospect. But if those requests might undermine the strategic objectives of your product, oftentimes you have to say no. And tying things back to responsibility number 1, the key to saying no is the ability to articulate why. Data almost always speaks louder than hunches and opinions, so use this to your advantage when explaining why not. And that's a perfect segue to responsibility number 3, which is to infuse data and evidence into your strategic decision making. If you have real-world user data, customer feedback, or other metrics on your product, then you're ahead of the curve. Successful product managers use business intelligence to inform how best to plan and prioritize their product roadmap. For product managers that don't yet have data on their product, beginning to build out a knowledge base should be viewed as a high priority. Fortunately, there are plenty of ways to gather useful intelligence on your product or market, such as talking to customers, studying competitors, or referencing industry reports. Once you have data and evidence to lean on, the previous responsibilities we covered become much easier. You'll be able to clearly articulate why you're making certain decisions and why you're not making others. And our final key responsibility is to be a ruthless prioritizer while balancing the needs of both your stakeholders and customers. Veteran product managers know how difficult it can be to balance a handful of factors, like staying true to product vision while meeting the demands of stakeholders, all within the confines of limited resources. In order to do this successfully, prioritization is a must. Luckily, if you're unsure how to set priorities or how to weigh different factors when developing your roadmap, there are a handful of different models and tools that are helpful. For those interested, I'll add a link below to a popular prioritization framework called weighted scoring. Weighted scoring makes it really easy to take an objective approach to prioritization, and ProductPlan actually allows product managers to use this framework throughout their road mapping process. So for a hands-on experience, I definitely recommend signing up for a free trial of ProductPlan and checking that out for yourself. So there you have it, the 4 key responsibilities of successful product managers. I hope this video was useful for you. Thank you for watching. Definitely go check out our blog if you're looking for more information, and I will see you next time.